Oh, wow. Did you just make a song? Oh my god. I feel inspired to make lyrics to that song now.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Over. Podcast time.
My name's Tony,
My name's Michael.
My name's Vinny.
and welcome to the 8th episode of Elemental Strength Society.
You remember?
Yeah. Where we dive into the deep world of powerlifting and coaching.
And with our mics on.
Right, check.
It's on.
On.
We apologize from last episode.
Hey, just make sure you're talking into it because you're going to like talk like this to Tony. So you...
I've been making Tony laugh.
Honestly, yesterday I've never laughed that hard in my life. Meaning, I swear the joke is so lame, but it was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Michael will say the lamest joke and Tony will literally like laugh like it's the funniest thing he's heard in his entire life.
I don't understand.
You don't understand.
And I feel like at this point Michael is like deliberately manipulating Tony.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
This was genius. It
No,
was the
that's
most.
the thing. I feel like Michael's like, I know Tony's gonna.
No, it's
crack
because we
his
have that
shit.
connection. Oh my god.
Guys, you don't understand. It's so lame. Like, it's so lame.
We have this connection. We have this.
Michael just knows. Just knows. He just knows. Like, I think his style of humor is so weird. It cracks me up because it's dumb. Your sense of humor is smart.
No.
It's advanced.
It's
Sometimes
not
I gotta sit there and
advanced.
calculate it.
It's not
Hey.
advanced. It's just,
No, you gotta understand Maya. You know what Maya means?
it's Maya.
So MAYA. Most advanced yet acceptable.
Oh,
So you can't be too advanced when you're giving jokes because it's not everyone's gonna understand it. Like it's it's too advanced. You gotta dumb it down, make
Michael
it
dumbs it down for me.
make it make it acceptable for masses.
But how come Tony doesn't make you laugh as much as,
What do you mean?
like, remember his
Tony's
joke?
funny.
Yeah, but remember his joke?
Oh yeah. Oh, actually no. You know what? It's already been said in the podcast.
Hey.
That's where I got it from.
Oh, which part? Wait, who?
Shits and Gigs. Have you heard of Shits and Gigs?
Yeah. Hey, but you know how I fixed that though?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
correction was really good.
apparently Michael coaches Tony in comedy now.
Yeah. So
Not just powerlifting.
should I say the joke in my way, and I'll say it in Michael's way?
Okay.
Okay. So the joke is two robbers walk into a liquor store. One of them says, "Is this whiskey?" And then the other one says, "Not as whiskey as robbing a bank." All right. And then I was expecting a big laugh, but then Michael was like, "Hey, you got to give it a little bit."
Yeah.
You know,
So you gotta have a little bit more melody
melody. So
with your storytelling.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let me start again. So two robbers walk into a bank. Not a bank.
That was already funny. That was already funny.
Already
hilarious.
hilarious.
No,
Yeah.
but it's funny because he's done that
I
twice.
know.
now.
Because why would they rob a liquor store? That's so stupid. Anyway, two robbers walk into a liquor store. One of them says, "Is this whiskey?" And the other one says, "No, this whiskey is robbing a bank." Already.
Why does he have a lisp now?
No, but that was the whole point. Like, not whiskey is robbing a bank. You know,
Oh,
that was the whole joke. This is gonna list.
Am I right? That was a lot better.
Delivery was a
That
lot
was
better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
There was the delivery. There was melody to it. You know.
Yeah, I feel funnier. I can already tell this is gonna have more likes. I can already tell. No, but you make me laugh as well.
no.
No, you do.
I don't need that.
Right, wait, you got you the
I don't need
accents.
that. I don't need that pity.
Alright.
I don't need that pity. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
We'll talk
You
off
keep
camera.
it to yourself. I don't need you to find me funny. It's okay.
Today's topic.
Serious all of a sudden. What are some transferable skills
Yep.
from sports that you have done previously
Yep.
to powerlifting?
So, what are some
Sorry.
transferable skills you can integrate in powerlifting that you got from other sports?
Yeah, that what he said.
Perfect. So just a little bit of background story. What sports have we done?
I've done badminton.
At a very high level as well.
At a very high
Mm.
level. What about you?
I've just done jiu-jitsu and also
Just.
swimming.
Oh,
I was a
he's
very good swimmer. Yeah, I was a very good
with
swimmer.
those feet.
Yeah,
I
even
can
better.
imagine.
The flippers. Well, surface area, man. I have whack ass feet if you guys want to see, but you will have to ask me nicely.
Growing up, I played basketball and tennis.
Okay.
Tennis mainly, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, two racket sports.
Question about badminton: Is it doubles or is it just singles?
Both.
Both.
Okay. Have you ever competed in doubles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really like specialize until you get like older. So as a junior, you just play everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we start with this?
Where do we start?
Who's got an
Well,
answer?
let's start with like a bit of background. So jiu-jitsu, how long have you done jiu-jitsu for?
So I've done jiu-jitsu since I was like 19, so like 7 years.
Really?
But I've been doing it like on and off for ages. Like I'll have my phase where I'm like really driven. I'm like, man, I want the best fighter in the world. And then I'll be like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. So
And you've done a couple of fights.
yes, I have. I've done a couple of fights, which were very, very fun. Yeah.
What's the record?
I've won one super fight and I've lost one super fight.
When's the next one?
Well, actually I wanted to, but my girlfriend, my partner, Justina, actually said I can't anymore. Like the combat ones when I'm getting smacked in the
Oh,
face.
yeah.
She's like, not my man. So I have to respect that. I'll just and like it's for my safety as well.
But you can do non-combat.
Yeah. I could do normal jiu-jitsu. I'm still allowed to do that,
Yeah.
but yeah. She's opened my eyes. She said,
Man, I like
Nah, fair
Justina.
enough.
Yeah,
Justina.
yeah.
That
Man, you
shit's
better fucking
wild.
treat
I-
me.
I-
Bro, oh my God, Justina. You,
Shout out to Justina.
Shout out to Justina. That shit does get wild.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's start with you. What are some skills?
I think the skills that I've gotten from these combat sports have assisted me with my powerlifting, but I also think that those same skills are enhanced in powerlifting as well. So it's almost like a two-way street. I think mental resilience is in combat sports, you lose a lot in combat sports. Like every single day, every single session, you're spending most of the session getting your ass whooped. So you get that mental resilience from that. And then in powerlifting, I think it's such an important skill in lasting a long time in that sport is knowing, that bad sessions are going to happen and like sort of managing that mentally. Yeah. So I think it's a two-way street. Like I've definitely, as I've been powerlifting more, I get better at that mental resilience as well. But yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as a coach for you, I've been seeing you coach jiu-jitsu on the side as well. Because like you were helping Matt, like who's my client, with like some jiu-jitsu moves as well. And I was like seeing how you teach some movements. And I'm like, nah, Tony knows his jiu-jitsu. And I feel like there's definitely some transferable skills that you can apply from like teaching those type of movements into teaching movements in powerlifting.
Yeah. Because I think I'm not an expert at jiu-jitsu. I'm just a blue belt, so I'm not that good. But
Blue belt is that's like the third one, isn't it?
that's the second one.
Oh,
so it's
sorry.
like, yeah, you're just a beginner, white belt. You know nothing, and then you know a little bit of something, and then you're a blue belt. But like you know enough to sort of say that you do jiu-jitsu. But I think you only really learn a movement not from repetition, but from understanding the principle behind it.
Yeah.
So a move works because of this principle, because maybe they're not the other person's not framing as well, or your posture or position or something like that. So you understand the principle behind the move works, and then you understand it a lot deeper. Same thing with powerlifting, where it's like we talk about mid-foot pressure a lot in squat, okay? And balance is such a big thing. And you can't just tell someone, just when you squat, just do this. You have to tell them why you're doing it. You have to tell them why, explain to them why, and then they're like, okay, now I know like midfoot pressure a lot better, and I could feel a lot better because I'm looking out for these things.
Yeah.
That's cool because like we talked about transferable skills as an athlete and a coach as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. What about you, badminton
Me?
star? Yeah.
I think when I first started powerlifting, something that helped me, and I think this is with anyone that has done any sport when they're younger, is like your proprioception skills are a lot more advanced. And I feel like you can pick things up a lot quicker when you've done sport before. Because you can like, you know where your body is, or like what this
100%.
limb is doing in comparison to this limb, or like you can feel the different muscles working. I feel like that helped me pick up powerlifting a lot quicker than like someone who might have not done sport before. Did you guys find that as well?
100%.
Yeah.
Teaching someone who knows who's played sport in the past, it's a lot easier for them to grasp some, like hinging and certain movements that are unconventional, I guess, if you don't really think about it as much.
Yeah. So that's like from the very beginning, right? And then I think something that I noticed that I really picked up from badminton is my game day mindset. Like
Oofs.
performing under pressure, and not pressure from like other people, but pressure from yourself, like because you want to do well, right? I noticed I'm so able to just switch on, like push away the nerves and just like calm myself.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many situations where I'm serving for match point or something, or it's like it's in the tie break or something, and like every point is so important and you can't fuck up any shot. Like the ability to be calm in that situation like is definitely something that I like transferred from badminton.
Yeah, your ability to convert those points into something that matters, I think it's a testament to not only, I mean, this is more talking about your workload as a gym owner. If you see Vinning work under pressure, it's actually really cool to see. Like when we're about to post something for our social media and we're giving ourselves a deadline, okay, we got to post this by 3 p.m. today. And then we have to like maybe, I don't know, we forgot to do a cover photo. Vinning would just like, okay, have a half an hour to do it, and she'll be able to convert it straight away. Like, that's under pressure, it's a tiny thing like that. And I think it's really, you can see how like those skills that you learn from playing under pressure really transfers into not just like powerlifting, but like your everyday task.
Furthermore, the ability to be creative in those like time pressure things. Like when we're posting something, if I've got pressure, I'm like, I can't be creative right now. Like I got to walk away and then like take my time to be creative. But you're just like bang, bing, bang, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to hear your skills because like tennis and badminton obviously are both racket sports. So I want to know if there's any like similarities or,
The most interesting aspect of tennis for me is the scoring system. The scoring system in tennis, for me, it's like the ultimate metaphor for second chances and being patient, and just know, like if you keep working, you can convert. You can actually be successful. If you're 5 love down, right? If you just really switch on, you can still be 7-5 up to win the set. I think that sort of mental resilience, as you guys were talking about, that is part of that as well. So being patient also transfers into like my coaching skills, I guess. Like, maybe now's the time. Now is not the time for us to see the results yet. But if we keep going in this sort of pace that we're doing, we can convert. We can actually get to where we want to be. And to me, that's like maybe it's a little bit too theoretical, or maybe it's a little bit too airy-fairy to think about it like that way. But that's how I see it.
Yeah. So the ability to sort of past points are just in the past, and we focus on.
Yeah, it's a forward-moving sort of like, if you always one of the biggest takeaway I get from tennis, right? If you're always gonna be thinking about the past, then you can't move forward.
Yeah.
I give this example a lot to clients who complain. So if people are complaining a lot, they are so tied up. So they're so tied up with the past. But like if you're sort of like more thinking about what you need to do in the future, then you're willing to let go of the past and actually improve on it and then just move forward. And
so like when something bad happens, it's okay, just move forward. And
Yeah.
something good happens, like it's okay, like it's good.
Yeah.
But let's move forward.
yeah, one thing that I like to do as a coach as well is back in the day when we first started coaching, we definitely were focusing more on what are the weaknesses of our athletes, or what are our weaknesses, and then let's actually try to solve that. But now we're sort of like going more towards that. What are the strengths of these athletes, or what are our strengths, and what can we actually do to enhance those strengths, right? Not neglecting the weaknesses that we need to work on, but actually having a strength-based approach is probably a little bit more successful in terms of the outcomes that we've been getting, rather than actually thinking about the weaknesses and trying to sort of like problem solve all that stuff.
As in, like, focusing on their strengths can help with their engagement in whatever they're doing.
Exactly, yeah.
And then
in so many ways as well. Like so their engagement of what they're doing, their enjoyment, and then at the same time, when you're sort of focusing on an athlete's weakness, you're almost guaranteed that you're trying to change this person. Whereas if you're sort of like thinking of the athlete's strengths, right? That like you're enhancing this athlete rather than you're changing this athlete.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's something interesting, because we always pull up on our clients that talk a lot at the gym, right? And it's become a thing where like they're known as the yappers of the gym or whatever. And I feel like it's so easy for us to be like, stop yapping, like, you know, focus on your training. But instead, we're like, you can talk in the gym, just when you need to like lock in and focus and like you've got your main lifts to do, let's focus on that, right? And then after, you can talk all you want. You know what I mean? Because we'd rather them be at the gym, at training, enjoying their training with the people that they like lifting with, than just, you know, having to come into the gym, not talk to anyone, which is something they really want to do, and then leave the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not trying to change them for who they are. That we're just trying to enhance who they are so that they can be a little bit more productive. They can be a little bit more efficient. Yeah.
Because we love that they're, you know, making connections at the gym and being able to talk so freely to everyone. Like we love that. But we just need to like channel some more focus sometimes in the right time.
Yeah. One thing that I think this is not really sports related, but a biggest part of my identity is, I guess, like my music degree and the way I think mostly of my coaching and my feedback skills and or my ability to get feedback comes from my music background. If you've studied music, my fellow musers out there would know how like competitive it is, and it's really hard. The life of a musician, where you have to practice 5 hours a day, and then you get into your workshops in school, weekly workshops, where you get criticized by your peers, by your mentors. They tell you what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. And I think my ability to give feedback and immediate sort of like observation comes from that, and my ability to sort of like just accept feedback from other people. Also, you know, like you get a little bit thick-skinned, and that's something that you really need to have as a coach, because you can't be afraid to get feedback from your clients. Like you should be always asking for feedback from your clients so that you can keep growing. You're not perfect as a coach just yet, and you will never be. So like, always search for feedbacks. Yeah.
Do you guys find one sport harder than the other?
Oh,
Like jiu-jitsu harder than powerlifting, or tennis?
I find powerlifting competition easy.
Extremely easy. Yeah.
Mm.
Compared to fighting, like I'm shitting my
Yeah,
pants. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
shitting my pants. I'm just
Mm.
whenever I'm competing for jiu-jitsu, I'm so nervous, and I'm just thinking to myself, but I've competed in powerlifting so many times. Competition is such a
Yeah.
it's like second nature to me. Why am I like
Mm.
why am I so scared? Like,
Is
why am I
it-
so nervous?
Is it because it's like more unpredictable?
Yeah.
Because you're
So-
up against someone.
Because powerlifting is a
100%.
close skill.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
close
yeah.
skill. It's a close sport. Whereas obviously tennis, jiu-jitsu, badminton is an open skill where there's an element of other variables coming from
Mm.
different directions. You know what I mean? We have control over powerlifting. So, um,
In a way, it makes it a little bit scarier though, because your performance is solely based on you. You don't have anyone else to
Yeah.
you know.
and we sort of talked about this when I was prepping for comp because I had the best comp prep of my life for Apex. And I was like, Vinny, I'm nervous because like I did everything right. And I feel like now I have to perform really well. And if it doesn't, like I feel like I just wasted it. I mean, it's not a good mentality, by the way, but like, but it's just like you can almost come into the competition a little bit more confident if you're like, oh, prep was terrible.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah. Is it because like for powerlifting, you only really have 9 lifts, so you get 9 minutes of performance and that will determine the outcome of your entire thing. Whereas for like tennis or badminton, it's like 1 point you screw that up. It's like, okay, all good. Let's just make it up for the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's more pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
You did mention like training wise. What do you guys think in terms of training?
I think skill wise, definitely like other sports would trump powerlifting skill wise. Because you have like throwing, catching sports that are much like really difficult. You've got like, in tennis, you've got like the swing, you've got like the momentum, change of direction, like all that stuff and the strategy as well. Yeah. That would be a lot more difficult than powerlifting, I reckon.
Yeah.
Would you say powerlifting is the laziest sport?
I wouldn't say laziest because you really have to dig deep for those.
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
I think once you start labeling it lazy, you're giving yourself an excuse to be lazy.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. But like, I don't want to put powerlifting in such a low level tier of sports. I think for what it is right now, there's definitely pros and cons to it. I think more than anything, we can't underestimate the discipline of powerlifters who wants to be at a world stage or, there's, you can still be a legitimate athlete trying to pursue powerlifting. And the beauty of powerlifting is, even though, it's not as intense as other sports, I think the barrier for entry is so low and it's so accessible that it's a great way for the sport to grow. Whereas like, you need a tennis racket, you need a badminton racket, or you need a gi to actually maybe participate in a competition. I mean, you need some equipment in powerlifting, but like that's something that you can borrow, or, you don't have to. Such a low level entry of barrier. Yeah.
I think that's what makes powerlifting more unique, right? Is that you are relying on yourself and yourself only to produce results. And, we say that in other sports, you're fighting against an opponent, and maybe at local level powerlifting, there's not really a lot of that. But definitely once you get to more competitive powerlifting, once you get to the, higher end of competing at nationals or even the world stage, there's definitely someone that you're up against, and you are pushing like every kilo that you possibly can out of your body. So,
and it becomes a team aspect as well. You have your coach's corner, you have your nutritionist, you have your physio.
And we do, like you said earlier, it is just 9 minutes of lifting at the end of the day, but you've put so many months of training into these 9 minutes. It is a lot of pressure to perform.
Do you guys think powerlifting would ever reach the Olympics?
So there has been improvements.
Yeah.
right? So back then,
with viewership and
yeah. The World Games was the closest thing that we've ever had, but that's like more equipped. So
right.
so now Raw or classic powerlifting is also now part of World Games.
Okay.
So that's one step forward into getting that Olympic acknowledgement, I guess. But again, it's gonna take some time, and I think we should just enjoy powerlifting for what we currently have right now. And if it's going in a positive direction, then yeah, good for powerlifting. You know, like there's no point of like bashing it and being like it's never going to be in the Olympics, and you know, just be happy for what it is. But it's like it will never be like that if you keep saying that.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite athlete of all time?
Oh, well, there's just got like jiu-jitsu athletes that you guys probably wouldn't have heard of.
Doesn't matter. You tell us why though.
I'm a big fan of Craig Jones. You guys know who Craig Jones is? Okay, so Craig Jones is really big in the jiu-jitsu world. But he's never actually won any like big titles. He's always come second. Okay, so he's sort of known as the guy who's come second and stuff. But he's been in the game for so long, and he still competes to this day. He's been competing for ages. And recently he started a new like federation, but new comp, and he's made the prize money $2 million. Yeah, $2 million. And there's another like, let's say IPF or like this thing that people are like, it's prestigious. It's ADCC. It's called ADCC. And if you compete in that and you win, you pretty much become like the biggest thing in jiu-jitsu. And then you can go and like get sponsors and whatnot. But people only win like 10 grand for that. And his argument is that's not enough. Like he's been fighting to get athletes to be paid more because they spend their entire life doing this and they can't pay bills and stuff. Like it's their life. They can't live off this. Like they end up having to like do like, you know, delivery on the side or yeah, stuff like that. But he's pretty much come in and was like, you know, I'm gonna come out with this thing.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna pay everyone, even if you enter and you don't win, you get 10 grand already. 10 grand and $1. Yeah, just to piss off ADCC. But he's pretty much coming in and he's like, I'm gonna change this generation. I'm gonna, you know, make a stand. I'm gonna make sure athletes get paid more. And if I can't win and like, you know, my generation sort of screwed up, I want to make sure the next generation's, you know, comfortable. So he's changing the world of jiu-jitsu, and he's never actually won anything. I like that. I think I like the underdog story.
Where does he get the money from though?
Well, that's the thing. It's like he has anonymous donors. But like it's
Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because even powerlifting, you only really get paid at Sheffield now.
Yeah, Speedy.
Not even if you win, even if you win Worlds, there's no prize money, right? Yeah. Interesting. Let us know what sport you play down in the comment section. And let us know what transferable skill you think has helped you from your sport to powerlifting. I want to start a discussion. I think it's really interesting.
Can I add one more discussion?
Sure thing.
For the people? Who do you think sports is supposed to be for? Is it for the viewers or is it for the athletes? Or is it for both?
Damn.
I feel like it's
a discussion for the people. And then maybe we can discuss it when we get back to our next episode.
That's a tricky one.
That is a tricky one.
Yeah. Is sports for the athletes or for the viewers?
I feel like it's very complicated,
for both.
that one.
Cool.
That's it for this episode. Should we
Yes, Vinny.
have a day where we like do each other's sports?
I love it. I love it. Oh, you guys should come to jiu-jitsu. Oh my God, that was so fun.
I've been to jiu-jitsu once. It's hard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, we've got to keep it mellow for the song. Sorry, I got excited. Yeah, I think we should do that, man.
We should have
That's
a
a really good
sports day. We should do multiple sports days at the gym.
Yeah. Like primary school where we all like, do shot put and stuff.
Athletics day.
I think that'll be nice.
That would be fun.
What a
And we can have
wonderful-
house colours.
Oh, house colours. Yeah,
Or like,
yeah. And then
we'll
a
split the gym up
prize.
between us. And we can be...
Oh, and then we've got the Vinning House, Michael House, Tony House.
Yeah. And then there'll be like the cup at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like in Harry Potter. What do they call it? The house cup.
The House Cup. Wow.
That'd be
Fantastic
fun.
thing, man. Sports is amazing. Brings people together.
Hey, if you haven't signed up for Junior Nats, visit the link in our bio.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Stay in your element.
Wow. Okay.